welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to make your very own vase using Tinkercad's Codeblocks. In one of my recent lessons, one of my students asked me how I would go about making this vase number 3 Ripple by Vase. This got me thinking, and after a little bit of experimentation, I was able to make something like this using Tinkercad's Codeblocks. Now, I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own vase. Let's get right into it. If you're in one of my classes, what you're going to do is you're going to go into Tinkercad, you'll go into classes, and you'll find whatever class you're in, and under the activities, you'll go into pencil holder, and you'll create a new Codeblocks design. If this is your own personal account that you're working on, you go to create, and create a new Codeblocks design. Once you're in Codeblocks, the first thing that we'll do is we'll rename our file. And now we can get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into the Shapes tab and we're going to drag in a torus. Then we'll go to the Modify tab, we'll drag in a Rotate Around command. We'll then drag in a Move command. And then we can select everything, right-click, and choose Duplicate. We'll create another copy of these, add them to the bottom, and then we're going to right-click again, duplicate all of this again, and add it to the bottom. Now we can get into adjusting some of the parameters. The first thing that we're going to do is click on the arrows to these toruses, and we're going to adjust the radius of our first one to 7.5. We'll keep the sides at 48, and the tube we're going to set to 1.5. We're then going to rotate around the x-axis by 90 degrees. And then we're going to change the move command to move to a y of 32. After that, we'll put in another torus. Again, we'll set the size of this tube to be 1.5. It'll rotate around the x-axis, but this time it's going to move to a y of negative 32. The next torus, we're going to change the radius to 4, and we're going to change the tube to 1.5. It'll rotate around the x-axis by 90 degrees, and it's going to move to a y of 32. The final one again, we'll set a radius of 4, tube size of 1.5, and I'll move to a y of negative 32. If you've done everything correct up to this point, your code should create something that looks like this. This is going to be the design of the outside of the vase. The next thing that we need to do is group all of it together. This is going to combine all these pieces and allow us to duplicate and rotate them at the same time. Now you could continue to add in these pieces, rotate them, move them into position. However, there is an easier way that we can do that, and that's by adding a repeat command. We're going to set this repeat command to go 5 times, and inside of the repeat command, we're going to drag in a copy and a rotate command. This rotate command is going to rotate around the z-axis, and it's going to rotate by 30 degrees. What that will do is it'll take this decoration we've created for the outside of our vase. By grouping it together, it's going to allow us to copy them all and rotate them around until we have a full pattern. Now we're going to group this full pattern in again, and we'll drag in another repeat command. Inside of this, we will add a copy command first, followed by a move command, and a rotate command. This is something that you can customize for yourself to create your own effects. However, I'm going to set mine to repeat 5 times. I'm going to have it move a z of 15 each time, and it's going to rotate around the z-axis by 45 degrees. What that's going to do is it'll take that initial layer that we made of decorations, it's going to copy it, move it up, and rotate slightly so that each layer of the pieces is off-center. You can see, after this plays out, that this looks quite like the vase that we have on printables made by Vazid. The last thing that we need is we need an inside of the vase that's going to hold everything together. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'll go into the Shapes tab, I'll drag in one of these cylinders, I'll click on this little arrow, I'm going to set it to have a radius of 33, a height of 94, and I found that this works best if I adjust the sides down to 24. The last code I need is a move command. I'm going to move that cylinder to a Z of 37. If I just fast forward through my code, we see that I'm left with something like this. Once you export this and put it into your slicer, when you enable Spiral Vase, it'll create a vase identical to Vazid's. You can use scaling to make this larger or smaller. You can also try playing around with adjusting the shapes, adjusting the move commands and the rotate commands in order to create your own unique design. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you're able to create your own unique vase. Thanks very much for watching and have a great time. Bye for now.